So, in the workplace, we know that writing skills are very valuable to have, and that we're finding that writers are becoming more and more in demand as companies look for people with these skills. And if you think about the size of the industries that employ professional writers, they're pretty massive. Professional writers work for the government, which is huge, in education. So companies like open colleges employ a lot of people who write content for a living, whether that's developing our course content or our instructional designers who design our courses within the divisions themselves. So a company like ours would employ a lot of people who need professional writing skills. If you think about the medical industry or non-profits, marketing communications, there's a lot of content development that needs to happen from a professional communications point of view. Public relations. A lot of companies will have internal communications teams where they disseminate information throughout their company internally. And other areas like policy, research, technology, writing for the web. There's a lot of content being pumped out on websites these days. So that just shows that the breadth of the potential audience for skills that we develop within this course. Another interesting thing is that the way that people read and consume information these days has changed. We know that people still consume media in traditional form, in written format, but with the rise of smartphones, tablets, and reading on a screen, that has changed the way people read, and so it's also changed the way that people need to write. So today's writers need to understand how to write for the screen, how to write for the screen that their audience is going to consume the information on. And they need to be able to engage with the audience quickly. We all scroll through different feeds and different information. So writers today need to understand how to engage the interest of their audience. And courses that cover these things are not very widely available today. And certainly they're not nationally recognised within the vocational system in Australia. So this is where we think that we've developed something that will reach these needs. So we've created a professional writing course. So not a creative writing course. We've got plenty of those, but we've created a professional course in writing to address the needs of this audience. So who is this audience? Who do we think is going to be interested in this course? Well, we think they're going to be people who are or want to become a written communications professional. So whether that's what they call themselves a writer or a communications specialist, someone who writes for a living. We anticipate that the majority of this audience are already likely to be working or employed, whether they're in the job that they want right now, where they're writing for a living, or whether that is a job they want to get. It will depend on their personal situation. But we're thinking that the majority of this audience is going to be in a job already. And we also think they're going to be educated, where they're likely to have a diploma qualification or a bachelor degree at least within their area of expertise. So an example might be someone who works in marketing who wants to develop their writing skills because they're becoming a copywriter or they're getting focused on public relations. And so they might have a diploma or a bachelor course specializing in marketing, but now this is going to give them this course will give them even further specialist skills in the communication side, in the writing side. In terms of the motivations that they're after, obviously they want to develop professional skills in writing. They want to get better at their professional communications. But I think that a big motivation is going to be around how to write for today's digital media. That as we mentioned earlier, writing and consuming information has changed. And I think there's going to be a portion of this audience who are going to be interested in understanding how to actually write for the technologies of today and for today's audiences. In terms of motivation, I think there's going to be a good mix of people who are seeking a career change. So people who wanted to further develop their writing skills to get a different job or a different career. But as well, equally, I think there's going to be a large portion of those who want to use this qualification to improve their job prospects. So it shows that they do have the professional writing skills required for either the job that they're in now or a promotion. There's also going to be a good motivation for working as a freelancer. So the idea of being a freelance writer is becoming more common as people, write on contract basis for large companies to develop content or communications. We also think that they're going to be interested and want a nationally recognized qualification. That is going to give their skills legitimacy rather than a more of a professional development unaccredited course. And at the end of their qualification, at the end of their studies, I think they're going to want a portfolio of writing samples that they can show potential employers or their current employer evidence of their skills. So we've created a course that addresses the wants of this audience. And Chuck Norris there looks pretty pleased with the job that the guys have done in the